time. We're going to do a slight departure this week. We've been watching a lot of Criterium footage. Criterium footage is really good for doing intervals along with because everyone's going hard. It's somewhere in the vicinity of 30 minutes to an hour workout. And I always cut the races down to fit what we're doing. But it's a good amount of time. It's not like we're just picking an hour of a 3-hour road race. So we're getting a good chunk of the race. Today we're going to do a little departure, and we're going to do a cyclocross race, which is, if you've ever done it, can be pretty similar to a Criterium. It's technical. It just happens to be off-road. A couple other features going on there. So we're going to do a cyclocross race today. It was requested. You guys can request any type of race. I'll see if it works. You can send me race footage. You can say, I want to do a mountain bike course. I want, whatever you want. Send it in. Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram or comment on the video. So today we're going to do a cyclocross race. If you are brand new to the Sunday morning live race-alongs, a couple things we want to figure out in the next 8 minutes and 40 seconds before we get started. You want to be on a bike on a stationary trainer. If you have a stationary bike like a spin bike, that's great. You can use that. If you're on a bike on the trainer, we're going to use our gears. We're going to shift around to change the level of effort. So if you have a smart trainer, you're going to want to set it on level mode, or you want to dumb it down. You don't want to be sitting there trying to select what watts you want to ride at in erg mode. We want to be in level mode. So you can just set it, forget it, and you'll shift around with your gears to change up the efforts you want to do today. If your smart trainer for some reason doesn't have an app, they almost always have an app, but if you don't have an app, or you're having trouble figuring that out, you can connect to Zwift. Zwift does a pretty good job at simulating what real roads feel like on a smart trainer. So I would go to Zwift, go to the Watopia world, which is always available, and select the segment called Tempest Fugit. That is a flat course. Sometimes it can get up to plus 1%, minus 1%, but for the most part it's pretty flat. So that's Tempest Fugit if you're on a smart trainer and you want to use Zwift. Rollers. Rollers are not ideal. They don't usually provide enough resistance. You're not able to stand up and sprint on them, so I would try and get just a regular turbo trainer. That's what I would set myself up on. I personally have a Wahoo Kicker, so I just set it up to the Tempest Fugit course. It's the easiest, but I've also put it on resistance mode or level mode and set it to about 30 to 40% resistance, something like that, maybe level 2. They all essentially do the same thing, just different settings you can put it on. If you have too low of a setting, you might run out of gears. So you want to find a good setting on the trainer, and Tempest Fugit on Zwift is one of the easiest ways to go. Make sure you have water, towels, whatever you need. You probably shouldn't need to eat on this ride because it's only about a 30-minute intensity workout. But get what you need. We're going to get started in about 6.5 minutes.
So
Alright guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the local development team that I'm starting. Local with an emphasis on Cal. You can see it on my shirt, Cal. A California-based development team that's going to be geared towards building up riders from the ground up, supporting some of our elite riders, and building up riders that are under elite amateur, and bringing them together in a good collective, a good mentorship program. So that development team is starting up. The logistics of how exactly it's going to run, haven't quite worked all those out yet. But what I do have is a first run of kits. I have this t-shirt. I gave away a t-shirt to John. I think John Kutcha won one of the t-shirts. He takes one of my sessions at the track. So we're giving away a little bit of swag just to promote the team before it gets started. If you're interested in the team, you want to get a kit, you want to be on the team, you want to find out what that's about, you can hit me up. You can comment on this video, or you can send me a message on Hey It's Your Boy BJ on Instagram. Take a look at the shirt. Locale, pronounced local, not locale, but it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be a good group to train with. 3, 2, 1, we're going. So we're going to get started, guys, in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes for the warm-up. Make sure you have everything you need. If you have any questions, write it in the comments on the YouTube. Chances are I'll probably see it. Sometimes there's a lag, so I don't quite see all the comments, but write it in the comments. Ask me any questions you guys have. 2.5 minutes, we're going to get rolling. All right, hang in there.
Did you really mean the words you said?
Alright guys, we have 30 seconds to the live race along. Just a quick reminder, if you missed it, we are doing cyclocross today. Cyclocross, we're going to go off-road. It's going to be a lot like a criterium, but on the dirt. Some run-ups, some barriers, some mud. It's going to be great. Alright, make sure you have your trainers, your water, your towels, your bikes. We're starting this warm-up in 4, 3, 2, here we go. Alright guys, we're starting with a nice, easy warm-up. Well, nice, easy part of the warm-up. It's going to get a little spicy. 2 minutes, nice and easy. Any RPM you want, above 75 and below 110. Pretty much anything. Take it nice and easy. I put this race footage a little bit out of order. This is actually the last lap of the race. It's a 5-lap race, I want to say. So this is actually your 5th lap. We're going to warm up to this lap. Some fun things happen in the first lap of this race, so I thought we should start with the first lap. We'll let that be a mystery for now. Usually in a cyclocross race, especially in this category, I believe this is category 2, you're going to get a lot more splitting of the field in all cyclocross races. Cyclocross and mountain bike races really are going to get a splitting of the field. The technical features will really split people up, really segment the field, as opposed to a lot of pack riding like you'll see in a criterium or a road race where riders are really selected based on fitness. That for sure happens in cyclocross races, but there's a technical aspect that will start to shatter the field. Muddy sections, people picking the wrong lines, people not being able to ride the features. If you've never done cyclocross before, it's a lot of fun. It's different in all parts of the world. You know, on the West Coast it can be very sandy. On the East Coast it can be very muddy. You have tire selection, which I am not the person to ask for that. Ask me anything about road tires and track tires. I know more than I need to about those, but the minute we get to knobby dirt tires, I know absolutely nothing. Alright, here we go. Let's increase our cadence or shift, or probably a little bit of both, and let's make this feel like tempo. We're looking for race pace. We're looking for something that makes you breathe a little bit deeply. Turning up the heat, it should feel like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. You can take a look at that course map on the top right corner. It looks like an absolute freaking mess. That's because cyclocross courses are all over the place. In order to take advantage of the terrain, it switches up and down hills, back and forth in an open field. So what looks like a big square open field ends up being a course. Like if you dropped a plate of spaghetti, it would look like the course map. Cyclocross, it's all about the turns. You're always turning, always pivoting. Very rarely do you get to go in a straight line. Alright, this should be tempo pace, guys. This is your base pace for this effort, for this race. Sorry, it's going to be your base effort pace. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've been really stoked on these Specialized water bottles. Obviously, well, not obviously, but I think they have the best tops in the industry, the purest bottles. But we have Spur Cycles with the condiment line. They have the relish, the mustard, and the ketchup. Go get yourself one of those bottles. As a matter of fact, I'll do a challenge. I'll roll it out on the next video. Whoever wins the challenge will get a Spur Cycling condiment bottle of their choice. So stay tuned. Make sure you show up next week, which is a Sunday, 9 a.m., and we'll have another competition. I like to give things away for the riders and the viewers. You guys really keep the momentum going and you keep the enthusiasm high. I just like to get back to you guys. Alright, so let's do 2 minutes spicy. Whatever that feels like right now. Spicy, which means it's a little harder than you want to go. Burns in the legs, breathing deeply. I think this onboard footage, I think this guy's hands are cold. You can see him hanging his hands off the top with his thumb inside of his hand. Either his hands went numb or they're cold. Either way, it's very reminiscent of East Coast cyclocross racing, which happens in the cold. I do not regret moving to the West Coast, guys. It is everything and more that I dreamed of coming from an East Coast scenario. So this should be spicy. This should be harder than you want to go. Burning. Breathing deeply. Wishing it was over. Keep it up, guys. Any RPM you want, feel free to switch it up. If you're unfamiliar with cyclocross features, what we just went over had some logs in it, almost like it was a staircase, but it could also be called a run-up, or some people will ride them. Very, very steep hills that typically will be technical in some way. Either it's super steep, or it's kind of steep, but it's also muddy, or it's narrow. Maybe there's these little log steps in it that will help with traction, but also get in the way of riding, so it makes it hard to ride it up. So those are called run-ups. You're going to get 2 of those per course, I believe. Maybe 3? I mean, per lap. So on this course, you'll get 2 or 3 per lap. You're also going to see some barriers. Those are going to come up after we get out of the woods here. All right, take a minute of rest. You should feel pretty warmed up. We did 2 minutes easy, 2 minutes tempo, 2 minutes spicy. We're taking this 1 minute rest. We're going to go into 2 10-second sprints. Then you get a quick 30-second rest, and it's on to the race. You can see us going through a technical section here. Super muddy. There will be points where the riders need to dismount because there just simply is not enough traction. There are some riders on the super elite level that can ride anything. So they'd be able to ride through this Sven. Sven could ride through anything, a minefield, and somehow not set off a single mine. Not everybody can do that, so there will be some dismounting. There'll be some getting off for the run-ups. So some people can jump the barriers on their bike. Some people have to get off and hop the barriers by foot. All right, guys, get ready for a 10-second sprint. We're going to stay seated for this sprint, so stay seated, sprint hard in 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, sprint. Go, 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 go. Come on. Sprint hard. Grass sprint, baby. Sprint right through this turn. Sprint, 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 sprint. 3, 2, 1. Take a breath. You get a minute to catch your breath. We're going to do a second sprint. Your second sprint is going to be standing up, or it's at least going to start standing up. If you're on the rollers today, here are some barriers. This guy hopped off, dismounted, and is going to remount. Some people are able to just bunny hop those if they have good bike handling skills. So we're going to do our second sprint standing. If you have rollers, I would not suggest standing up and sprinting. I was going to say almost never, but I have never seen that be successful. So if you're on the roller, stay seated. If you're on the trainer, feel free to just wail away on this. We have 15 seconds. We're going to get to that sprint. Go 100% in about 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Standing up and sprinting. Here we go. Sprint, 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 sprint. Come on. All the way, right through the back of this guy's wheel. Go, 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 sprint. And you get 30 seconds to catch your breath. We're going to take it in across the finish line. This is actually the end of the race. And I think this video footage finishes in 11th place. So pretty close up to the top. Good work. Although, you know what? I take that back, guys. Yes, good work for this guy. But you don't always judge the worth of a race based on how you finish. You could come in last place, but you could have learned the most. Here we go. We're going to start with 30 seconds very hard. So take a deep breath. Shift up, and you're going to go very hard for just about 30 seconds until you hit that finish line. We've started behind the finish line. So when you cross that finish line, you get to bring the pace down. Doesn't matter what RPM. Just go hard, shift up, smash it. It feels like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Smash, 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 smash. Let's go. This is called the whole shot. It's the whole shot because everybody's sprinting to try and make it to the front. With such a technical course, if you get stuck behind, you might never make it back up again. And here we go. That's the finish line. So you can downshift a little bit. Let's dial in that RPM to 90. 90 RPMs, tempo pace. That's going to be your base pace today. Tempo pace, 90 RPMs. Take a deep breath. Tempo should be a little bit uncomfortable. You should be sweaty, but it's sustainable. It's doable. It doesn't feel good, but it's doable. All right, maintain that tempo pace. I have a couple rules that we're going to follow. One of the rules is when we hit the asphalt, we're going to go hard. And that's partly true in real life. It's also just to help us get some intervals worked in here. Asphalt's going to have a lot of grip. You don't always get a lot of good gripping surface in a CX course. So when you hit that asphalt, take advantage of it and smash. The tires that you have probably are not suited for a lot of asphalt riding. Maybe you have some file treads in the middle, but we're going to smash it on that asphalt. For now, it's just nice and tempo. Tempo, tempo, breathing deeply, 7 out of 10. If you're looking at a power meter, we're looking at about 75% FTP, give or take a little bit. Here we go. You're going to shift up one gear, and you're going to pedal faster than 90 RPMs, maybe 95, 100, 105. Just pedal, 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 burn it up. You get off this asphalt, you get to shift back down. Keep going. Burn, 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 burn. Come on, all the way. And there we go. Shift down a gear, back to tempo, back to 90 RPMs. All right, we've got some fun stuff coming up. Oh, here we go. Boom! And this was the moment we've all been waiting for. Falling happens a lot in CX, and a lot of times you fall because the person in front of you did, and there was nowhere to go. So you're going to shift up 2 gears, and you're going to pedal 70 RPMs right now. Nice and slow, 70 RPMs, but you're 2 gears up, so it should feel nice and heavy. Nice and heavy. Powering through. Keep those 2 gears on, shift up a 3rd gear, and now start spinning it up as hard and as fast as you can. Pedal, 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 sprinting. 3 gears up. It's super heavy, super hard, just like that run up. Okay, now you can downshift 3 gears. 1, 2, 3. Back to 90 RPMs. Back to tempo. All right. We can't really simulate running, so sometimes when we hit those technical sections, we're going to shift up and we're going to do 70 RPMs. Just to simulate the slog. Right now we should be 90 RPMs and we should be tempo gear, tempo pace. If the gear you're on feels a little bit easier than tempo, feel free to shift up. Tempo, 7 out of 10. All right, keep tempoing through. 90 RPMs. Alright, the next time we hit a run-up, we're going to shift up 3 gears. So get ready to shift up 3 gears. For now, it's tempo. .90 RPMs, nice and smooth, breathing deeply. Trying to stay smooth and consistent on this course. Smooth pedaling is super important in cyclocross, mountain biking, gravel riding, all of those mixed surface riding sports. Quick movements on the pedals can often cause you to spin that back wheel. All right. Where's this run up? Should be coming up soon. Famous last words. There we go. I always say it should be coming up soon when I'm talking about a climb. Or I say it should be ending soon, and realistically it's not ending for another 20 minutes. Don't worry, it's ending soon. I promise. I do that to all my athletes. Just one more switchback. I swear. 6 switchbacks later. Here we go, guys. You can see that there's, we're kind of going up to a hill section here. We're going to do a run up, so shift up once, twice, 3 times, max RPM, pedal, 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 pedal. Put some power into that bike, 3, 2, 1, and downshift 1, 2, 3 times. You're back to tempo, pedal it out, tempo, pace. All right, nice and tempo, 90 RPMs. When we go into the woods section, all of this I know looks like woods, but when we go into what I'm calling the woods section, it'll be another technique section where we shift up twice and we pedal at 70 RPMs. Until then, it's 90 RPMs and tempo. All right, let's just start pedaling a little bit faster because we're on the pavement. Pedal, 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 pedal. And that leads us right into the wood section. So shift up once, shift up twice, and pedal 70 RPMs. It's slow, it's heavy, It's a slog. Feel free to stand up if you want. 70 RPMs. When we get out of the wood section, we can shift back down. 70 RPMs. And keep going through the mud. Still on the bike. Choosing our line so we don't have to dismount. And not quite making that. Keep going. Sometimes it's quicker to run, sometimes it's quicker to stay on the bike. It really depends on how good you are at remounting. Alright, let's shift down 2 gears and you can go back up to 90 RPMs. Back up to tempo. We're at tempo pace. Yeah, back up to 90 RPMs. We should be at our tempo gear. When we hit the barriers this time through, you can't hop off your trainer and jump. We're just going to do a quick sprint. So get ready to do a max effort sprint when we go over these barriers. You're going to leave the gear where it is and you're just going to sprint for 5 seconds. Get ready for this max sprint. Starting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Sprint, sprint, sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it right back to tempo. 90 RPMs. Pedal, 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 pedal. Alright, tempo all the way. These are long laps. I know we're used to doing those criterium laps here on Sunday mornings. 1 to 2 minutes long. These are, I don't know, 8, 9 minute laps. These are long laps, guys. Good. Tempo pace, pedal, pedal, pedal. We're coming by the USAC banners. When we hit the SRAM banners, I think they're SRAM banners. They might be Cliff Bar banners. When we hit these red banners, whatever they are. Yeah, SRAM, there we go. You're going to shift up a gear, so we're still going 90 RPMs, but you're up a gear, so now you're 1 gear up on tempo. And it should burn. We're going to keep that fire going all the way till you hit the finish line arch. Then you can shift back down to tempo, and we're 1 lap down, 3 to go. And keep that 90 RPMs going, downshift 1 gear, 3 laps to go. Keep that tempo going, nice and smooth, breathing deeply. There will be a couple slight differences this time around, but for the most part, it'll be almost the same. .90 RPMs, tempo pace. The majority of this is tempo pace, just like a race. Most races, for most people, the majority is tempo effort with spurts in the very hard range and then periods of coasting in the easy range. So it just bounces around, but it centers around tempo pace. So keep that tempo going. When we hit the asphalt, we're going to shift up and we're going to pedal faster. Before you get off the asphalt, you're going to shift up a second time. So it'll get just a little bit harder. A little bit harder than the first time through. For now, 90 RPMs. Keep going. Stay strong. Yes, I have raced cyclocross. I thought I had said that in the beginning. Here we go. Let's hit that asphalt. Shift up once, shift up a second time, and start spinning it up 90 RPMs. 95, 100, 105. Pedal, 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 pedal. It's a little heavier than it was last time on this asphalt. Pedal through all the way. You get to downshift in 6, 5, 4, 3, downshift once, downshift a second time, back to 90 RPM. Keep going. Good question. I thought I had already said that I had raced cyclocross. I'm not great at it because it takes practice. Shift up 2 times, shift up once and twice, and you're going to go 70 RPMs. Slow, heavy, slogging through this section. 70 RPMs, 2 gears up. Takes a lot of practice, and I spent a lot of time practicing. Here we go. Shift up a 3rd time and spin it up. Max RPM. Pedal, 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 pedal. Really slog through that heavy 3 gears up. All the way. 3, 2, 1, downshift 3 gears. I'm never going to get this thought out of my mouth. I keep getting distracted. It takes a lot of practice, and I spent all my time practicing on road bike skills and track cycling skills, because that's what I primarily race. So I just didn't put in enough time on the CX bike to get good. Yeah, I was mediocre. I could probably go out and do the bottom level, whatever the novice is, Cat 3. I think it goes Cat 3, 2, 1. I could probably go out and do a Cat 3 race and do pretty well. But for the most part, in a race with people that really knew what they were doing, I would get left behind so quickly on these. Good question. No, I'm not great at cyclocross. That's the answer. Keep going. Tempo pace, 90 RPMs. Super fun though. If you guys like adventure, cyclocross always feels like adventure. Gravel riding as well. Similar sports, gravel grinding and cyclocross. Some idiosyncrasies to both of them, but kind of similar mixed surface things. 90 RPMs, tempo pace. All right, we should be here for about another minute, and then we're going to get a run-up. On this run-up, we're going to shift up 2 gears before we hit the run-up, and 2 more gears right before the top, so it's going to feel like a ton of bricks. You might actually run out of gears. If you're high enough in the cassette already, and you only have 3 gears left, when I say shift up 2 more, just shift up once more. That's fine. We're going to go pretty heavy. It should feel like you're cycling straight up 180 degrees up a brick wall. So get ready for that. We're going to make this one heavy. There are some people that can ride up all the run-ups, and it's a huge skill. It takes a lot of strength, but also a lot of finesse to not spin that back tire out. Good. 90 RPMs, tempo pace. You should be breathing deeply. You should be sweating. You should be feeling like there's heat coming off of your skin. If that's not the case, here we go. Shift up once and twice. And right at the top, shift up another 3rd and a 4th time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and shift down 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo. Back to tempo pace, back to 90 RPMs. That should have been a big, hard dig. Let's go right back to tempo. Alright, we're going to hit a little bit of pavement leading into our wood section. On that pavement, we're going to shift up once and we're going to pedal 9.5 out of 10 hard. So it's going to feel like a mini sprint, a controlled sprint. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shift up and start mini sprinting. You're on this little pavement path. Sprint, 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 seated. Go, 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 go. Come on. All the way. All the way. Spin it up, spin it up. You're 1 gear up, shift another gear up, and you can slow down to 70 RPMs. You're down to 70. Push, push, push. All the way through. Keep going through this technical section. 70 RPMs. Feel free to stand, sit. It's your choice. Keep going. 70 RPMs. Through the mud. Pick a good line. Sometimes it's good to follow the tracks of other riders because those are well-selected lines. Sometimes those get rutted out and your wheel gets stuck. So that's a little bit of experience. From experience, I've been rutted out a bunch. So sometimes don't put your wheel in those ruts. All right, we're back on a relatively packed course, packed path again. So you can downshift once and twice, back to tempo pace. 90 RPMs. Keep going, 90 RPMs all the way. Nothing too crazy coming into the end here. Again, just like last time, when we hit the SRAM banners, we are going to shift up once. So we'll give it one shift up. Here's a question for you guys. Do you say SRAM or SHRAM with an SH? I always say SHRAM. Today I'm trying it out. I'm saying SRAM. Here we go. We're going to do a 5-second sprint in honor of the barriers, starting in 3, 2, 1, and sprint, 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 sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down. All right. Yeah, do you say SHRAM or do you say SRAM? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you say. I usually say SHRAM, just part of my dialect, I guess. Jersey boy, born and bred. Tempo, 90 RPMs. Tempo is an always evolving effort. So if the gear you thought you were using in the beginning for tempo now feels way too hard, feel free to change your gear. Vice versa, if you've warmed up and now what you thought was tempo feels like endurance, shift up, make it a little bit harder. Speaking of SRAM, when we hit those SRAM banners, the red banners, we're going to shift up a gear and we're going to maintain 90 RPMs all the way to the finishing arch. You can see those red banners in your future right here. Here we go, shift up. And you're going to hold on to that one extra gear, 90 RPMs, all the way to the finish line. And downshift, you have 2 laps to go. Downshift back to tempo pace 90 RPMs. There will be some slight differences on this course, on this lap, but for the most part it's going to be pretty similar. 90 RPMs, keep it going. All right. Some of the features that this course, or one of the main features this course does not have, is a staircase. A lot of times there will be a staircase for run-up purposes, for going up. There are some people that can ride their bikes up the staircase, and that's super impressive. Most people will dismount and run the staircases. In my limited CX experience, I was forced to run a ton of stairs, and I may or may not have tripped on every single stair on the way up. So again, it's a tough sport, guys. You're running around in mountain bike cleats with a bike on your shoulder. Get ready for this technical section where we fell, or the guy fell in front of us on the first lap. When you hit that technical section, we're going to shift up a couple gears. I got ahead of myself. We're going to hit the pavement first. Sorry, guys. When we hit this pavement, you're only going to shift up 1 gear, but you're going to make it a very hard sprint. So shift up just 1 gear, and you're going to make it a very hard sprint at 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Wind it up. Yeah, there we go. Sprint, 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 sprint. Really hard sprint, guys. Attack. Hard is not hard enough. We're going for above and beyond. Sprint, 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 sprint. Dive bomb into the dirt here. 3, 2, 1. You can downshift back to 90 RPMs tempo. All right, we're coming up to that technical section. In this technical section, you are going to shift up once, shift up twice, shift up a third time, 70 RPMs. It's heavier than it was before. This is your run-up gear that we were using, 70 RPMs, so it's slow. Shift up a 4th gear, slow, heavy, hard, push through. Every muscle in your quads is burning, just like if you're lugging a bike up a hill. Downshift 1, 2, 3 gears, but not a 4th. You're 1 gear above tempo, and you're going to ride that out. If you've miscounted your gears, go to tempo and add a gear. So it's 1 gear above tempo. This should feel like maybe an 8 out of 10. 90 RPMs feels like an 8 out of 10. Pedal, 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 pedal. Let's go. You're going to get to take a little tiny break on a downhill. For now, pedal through and downshift one gear, downshift the second gear. You're a gear below tempo actually now. You can pedal a little bit lighter, a little bit slower, catch your breath. When we hit the banners, the colored banners, we're going to shift back up again. These colored banners are coming up. Yellow and blue, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Shift up a gear, you're back to your regular tempo gear. Regular tempo gear, 90 RPMs. Sometimes you have to take turns a little bit slower during cyclocross course because you're not sure if you're going to hit those corners with too much speed, you're going to lose your back wheel. Sometimes taking the turn slower is actually faster than going quick through the turns and slipping. All right, keep it up. We are tempo pace 90 RPMs. Pedal, 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 pedal. All right, on this run up, you're going to do 4 gears up, 2 at a time. So get ready for your next run up. It'll be 2 gears at the base and then 2 gears as we're getting about halfway up of it. It's a short effort. It should be about maybe 5 seconds total. Let's add 2 gears now. 1, 2, and add another 1, 2. Push, push, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downshift 1, 2, 3, 4. We're back to tempo pace. Keep it going. Tempo pace. Push through. Pedal, 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 pedal. Keep going. If you think you need to recalibrate, before I get there, we're on our path, so let's shift up a gear and let's start pedaling a little bit faster. 100 RPMs, 105, 110. Start spinning up that gear, add a second gear, add a third gear. You're 3 gears up on tempo and you're pedaling 70 RPMs. 70 RPMs through your technical section. I was going to say, if you think your effort feels different than it did in the beginning, we can recalibrate those gears and we can start to pick a different tempo. But for now, hang on to this 3 gears up you've got. Just keep going through. We're following a guy with a pretty fast and clean dismount. And apparently a really good rebound because we don't even see him. Flying through this section. All right, keep going. 70 RPMs, pushing through. And now that we're back on some hard pack, you can shift down. 3, 2, and 1. We're back to a nice tempo pace. Get ready to sprint in honor of the barriers. So instead of hopping off your bike and just jumping in place, we're going to do a quick little 5-second sprint. Starting 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, I thought the barriers were coming up sooner than that. Hold on, guys. Starting in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and sprint for 5, sprint for 4, sprint for 3, sprint for 2, sprint for 1, and bring it back down. Tempo pace. All right, guys, we're going to make this second to last lap a little interesting. You're going to add an extra gear right now. So your tempo plus 1. Tempo plus an extra gear. Take this all the way in. You're going to downshift 1 gear so we go in reverse. We're going to go a little bit easier when we hit the SRAM banner. So for now it's plus 1 gear. Keep going. I see those red banners. Red banners in your future. Get ready to downshift 1 time. There we go. We're 1 gear down. You're back to tempo pace. This is a good chance. You're going to take that tempo all the way through the finish line. This is a good chance to reevaluate your tempo. This is our final lap. If you think you can handle a little bit more, if you can handle an extra gear for tempo pace, let's do that now. Maybe you want 95 RPM, just a little bit faster. Your choice. But let's find a little bit extra on this last lap. Tempo pace, whatever that means to you. Let's round up. At this point in a race, our brain will often round down. It'll always try and preserve itself. So when in doubt, round up. If you think you can do 200 watts, just go for 215. See what happens. Your brain is always trying to conserve and preserve. Sometimes we need to push it a little bit further. Speaking of watts though, I don't really recommend looking at watts during a race. Some people are really good and analytical with separating their emotions from the number on the screen, but sometimes that number is just disheartening when it feels super hard and the number's not super high. Or you see a super high number and you start to freak out. I can't sustain that. It's too high. For those reasons, I don't look at power when I'm racing. I look at it afterwards. I let it be a surprise. That, of course, is a generalization. There are times when you're going to want to know what the power is, time trialing, breakaways sometimes. But for most scenarios, it's better to just not look. I just put a little clock on. How long have I been racing? How long is each lap? So distance and time. That's me. All right, guys, when we hit this pavement, we're going to shift up once, start a light sprint, and then we'll shift up a second time and start a hard sprint. Get ready for the pavement. Shift up once and do a little bit of a light sprint. Pedal, 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 pedal. Shift up a second time, and now start hitting it 100%. 100%. Let's go. Sprint, 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 sprint. Pedal hard. Pedal fast. Make it all the way off this pavement, and you can downshift once, you can downshift twice. We're back to tempo pace. Tempo pace here, guys. Your next run-up is going to be right here. The technical section starts, so shift up once, shift up twice, shift up a third time. You are 3 gears up. You're hitting this run-up soon. Go to 70 RPM. 70. It's slow. Shift up a 4th time. If you're feeling crazy, shift up a 5th time. It should feel like you're absolutely stuck in the mud. Push, push, push. All right, downshift 4 gears, maybe 5 if you went up to a 5th gear. We're back to tempo pace. Settle into a tempo pace. Get comfortable with this pace. You will never feel this pace again. We're going to shift up 1 gear. So this is 1 above tempo. We are never going back to tempo until this race is over. So you're 1 gear up. Embrace the burn. It should feel like 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. All the way through. Let's go. Keep pedaling. Even on this downhill section, you are pedaling through. You're smashing. You have timed it out that you can give this effort all the way to the end, so there is no breaks. Pedal, 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 pedal. 90 RPMs all the way through. The next effort you're going to hit is going to be a little run up. we're going to add 2 gears on top of where we are now. So for now, just keep this gear going. 90 RPMs, 95 if you're nasty. Keep going. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Let's go. Come on, guys. We should be at that point right now where we're thinking, what's the harm in me slowing down? What's the big deal? It's just a virtual race. I'm not even there in person. These are the moments that really define how you relate to your effort and how you relate to your bike. Push through even when it feels the worst. Pedal through, guys, all the way. We made it past the train track section. We are coming up pretty soon to the next run-up. You're 1 gear up on your old tempo. Here we go. You're going to shift up. I think this is your run-up right here on the right. Not yet. Not yet. I lied. That was too soon. Another set of turns and then we get our little run-up. Alright, you're 1 gear up on tempo. Get ready to shift up 1 gear now. And a 2nd gear now. You're 3 gears up. Do a 4th if you're feeling crazy. Push, 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 push. All the way. Leafy, muddy, slippery. Downshift 2 gears. You're still 1 gear above tempo. Push through 90 RPMs minimum. Feel free to go a little bit more than 90. You can go 95. You can go 100. If you can go 100, you probably have the wrong gear on. We should be feeling 90 or 95 for tempo. Pedal through. We're going to get our little pavement section leading into the woods. We exit the woods, and then it's game on to the end. Here we go. Leave the gear where it is and start ramping up that gear. 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 145, whatever you got, guys. Just spin it up. And shift up a 2nd time, shift up a 3rd time. 70 RPMs going through this technical section. Slow, heavy, slog. It should feel like you're just mashing through the mud. If you're feeling crazy, and I know at least one of you are, shift up a 4th time, and it's just you flexing those quads, pounding through this mud. Push, 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 push. In reality, you can't put down that much power through the mud because you'll slip out, but we're on trainers, guys, so we can do that. Let's simulate some of the angst that this rider's feeling, some of the slog that they're having to go through from running through the mud. We're putting that into our legs right now. Downshift, 3, 2, 1. You should be back to like 1 gear above tempo. This is going to be your choice, guys. We're out of the woods. We're into our final push. Any gear you want, any RPM you want. We're going to take it all the way to the end. You have about 1 minute effort. 1 minute, how hard can you go? Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. I would go 9 out of 10 hard, and when you see those red banners for the SRAM banner, we're going to go 10 out of 10. Let's go, guys. Finish strong. Don't worry about the banners on this time because we're doing a hard 1 minute effort all the way to the end. Keep going. All the way, guys. Let's go. Push, 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 push. 9 out of 10 hard. Ooh, his hands are hurting. Or cold. Or both. Very believable. Keep it going, guys. When we hit that SRAM banner, that red banner, you're going to kick it up a notch. And how you kick it up a notch is your choice. I would shift up an extra gear, but you can also just pedal a little bit faster. We're going through the USA banners, which means the red banners are on the horizon. There's about 30 seconds left. You can see the finishing arch right ahead. You're going to have to twist and turn to get there. There's the red banners. When you hit those red banners, it's game on, guys. Let's find another gear in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's find another level all the way to the finish line. All the way. Come on, push through. Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. 6, 5, 4. This is the finish line in 3, 2, 1. And you are across the finish line. That's it. 11th place. You just got edged out at the line for 10th. Really good work, guys. That was a great ride. Let's make sure we cool down. We want to spin nice and easy, hard enough that you feel yourself pressing into the pedals, but easy enough that you can catch your breath. A little bit of that light cycling, it helps you cool down. It facilitates circulation, so it's called the musculoskeletal pump. But essentially, the long story short of it is pedaling with a little bit of effort is going to help you recover better than if you just put your head down on the handlebars and stop pedaling and take a breath. And take a nap. So pedal nice and lightly. Try and make it last 3 to 5 minutes. We got some more music going on at the end of this ride here. Remember to keep an eye out for local development cycling, the local cycling team. If you want to get in on that team, if you want to find out what it's about, reach out to me. My info's up above. You can comment on this video, or you can hit me up on Instagram. You'll find me on both of those places. We've got some other content coming out. We've got some functional range conditioning, which is going to help cyclists improve their range of motion, to stay healthy, and to get strong. We have an in-person lifting seminar coming up that's going to focus on certain types of training that's going to optimize you for sprint performance and for fast accelerations. We're going to do that in person, but we'll probably also live stream it. So stay tuned to the channel, like the video, subscribe, stay up to date. If you have any questions, reach out to me. In the meantime, guys, cool down. Love you. See you guys soon.
Spinning around in my head. Did you really mean the words you said? Yeah. 'Cause the way I see it, you had every chance to walk away, yeah. You and me are perfect, but I don't wanna hurt no one when all is said and done. Just tell me that I'm worth it. Tell me I'm the only one, yeah. Baby, it's been so long. I'm calling out your name. Do you think of me? Just tell me if you feel the same. I will leave the lights on in case you're coming back. Do you think of me sometimes?